What's up, everyone, and welcome back to yet another episode of the Chromecast. My name is Joe. I'm joined here today by Robbie.
What's up?
And Gabe.
Hello.
Gabriel.
I was going to take a drink of my soda, but I paused because I thought maybe I'd be first today. But it wasn't.
Nope.
Put your soda down.
Let's just get this out of the way. Today, for us, is Thursday. I don't even know what day it is. I don't know if I watch it. My watch is not right.
It doesn't
matter.
It
doesn't matter.
Third.
It's Batman Day.
Thursday.
We're going
Can
to
we
see...
just call it Bat Day?
It's Bat Day.
Batman Day.
It's the Batman Day.
The Bat Day.
We are going to record this podcast. We're going to rush through it super fast.
Yep.
Go see Batman.
So
slough off work to go entertain ourselves.
That's it for this one, guys. We'll catch you next week.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in.
I'm just kidding.
But I'm stoked. I know Robbie's.
It's like I had a hard time sleeping. I was so excited. For today. Like I woke up at 5:45 and wide awake. Like
you have Bat socks on?
I do have Batman underwear on.
Where are your Bat socks?
I had one pair,
and
like a heel hole wore in. I need to go buy a bunch of new socks.
I own like 17 pair of Marvel socks. What's your
come
problem?
on. You got to step it up. You're
I'm
not,
like that.
You're not
like,
a real fan.
Like I've watched literally every ball game that the UK has played this year.
Yeah.
Kentucky, University of Kentucky, every single game, preseason stuff, all of it. I own like 2 UK shirts.
Yeah.
UK
You're
shirts
not a big.
shirts are ugly.
You're just not a big merchandise guy.
I'm not a merch or apparel guy. I own like 3 Titans things.
That's
maybe
me
4.
too. Yeah.
Titan stuff looks really sweet though.
I have the Marvel socks because my wife got me one year like an advent calendar of socks.
Oh, that's
right.
right.
The kids
I remember there was something
and
where
they're
you got
cool.
a bunch of them.
I don't wear them very often because I don't wear dress shoes very often. But I like weird socks. Like I just have like random socks that have like throwing axes on them and foxes and stuff.
Yeah.
I like comfortable. I used to be a big gold toe guy when gold toe was like a thing, and now you can buy them at Walmart. But I like really good socks.
Yeah. So, Batman. We're going to go see it.
I did have my wife looking
stoked.
for a new Batman shirt for me. She said the only thing she could find was like kids stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, this movie is not a kid's movie.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Yeah.
That's what my kids are like, can we go?
Like my daughter that's kind of into these movies, she's having watched the previews and stuff. She's like, I don't know. Maybe you should go see it first.
It's not bad. I already looked at the plugged in whatever. It's not bad. I mean, it's PG-13, but it's dark. It's the gritty Batman. It's not the fun-loving.
I'm really excited.
Batman.
Who's the director on this one?
Matt Reeves.
Matt Reeves.
Excuse me.
Andy, what else has he done?
Let's throw to the Andy cam.
The movie man right here.
Let's throw over to the Andy cam.
Andrew usually knows this stuff better. I'm trying to think. I was reading something like that he directed, and because they were talking about how it's different than, or he was talking about how it's different than Batman.
Yeah.
What
else?
Any insight?
He did the Planet of the Apes remakes.
That's what it was. Yeah, the second and third one.
Yeah.
I didn't want to know that.
Why?
I didn't care for it.
The first one or the second or third one?
None of them. I didn't like any of them.
I don't know.
You watch all of them?
I don't know that I've seen them all.
I haven't seen any of the other than the first one.
Yeah.
And I really liked it, but I
Yeah.
was like, I need to watch these, and just didn't.
Yeah.
And then I forgot.
Just the look of this one as someone who is into cinematography and the way things are shot and all of that. This one looks
amazing.
Incredible.
In Matt Reeves' defense, Charlton Heston is my grandfather, so we kind of were jaded against him for remaking the Planet of the Apes.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
And anyone who didn't get that's probably under 30, so it's whatever.
So I got the reference.
Yeah.
But I don't get the reference with him being your grandfather.
He is.
Okay, that's cool. I like it. Were your first
I like
words?
the energy. I like the energy
We're going
today.
with it.
I'm
We're
gonna
just going to go.
I'm
We're
gonna
rolling.
He's going to explain it.
I got up extremely early this morning because we had some stuff we had to do to get ready for some stuff that's being done at our house
Clearly
today.
why he's wearing a Top Gun shirt on Batman Day.
Yeah. I was actually wearing a sweater, pullover, or whatever, but I went and got my hair cut, and then it was itchy, so I stopped and found these cool. These are Lucky brand, by the way.
Oh, nice.
And got them for $7.
You bought that shirt?
Yeah.
Where'd you get it?
Bargain hunt, baby.
Oh, man.
They have a whole
guy.
they have a whole rack of Lucky brand shirts,
Yeah.
which appealed to Andrew because they had some cool retro camera looking ones. But
Oh, okay.
anyway,
Sorry, didn't mean
so
to derail.
the point being, I've had a lot of caffeine today. Okay, which is why I'm now drinking an uncaffeinated beverage
And
because I
I'm
need to
drinking
mellow out
caffeine.
before I get home.
The tables have turned. What's going on here? Unless they want to
delicious.
sponsor us, we can't say it.
We could say it.
I'm just
Who cares?
kidding.
Actually, ironically, working on an Instagram thing with them, but that has nothing to do with the podcast.
These are fantastic. They are here.
Coca-Cola's.
You can see them on the other camera there. They have 30 milligrams of caffeine, which is just like for me as a little someone who can't really consume a lot of caffeine after lunch.
It's like
caffeine sensitive.
Half a soda.
Yeah, so this is like half a soda. And it's just a nice little pick me up, but doesn't make me jittery or anything. And I really, really like these. So these should be on the shopping list for sure.
And I will
that flavor too.
I will retract my original statement. I'm not a fan of green tea, especially like Starbucks green tea beverages. I didn't think that I cared for those, but I tried one the other day just to give it a second chance, and I like it.
Yeah.
It doesn't have that crazy astringent flavor that a lot of green tea stuff.
Yeah, they're not all bitter and crap.
Yeah, we've been on a kick with the Kroger brand, and those are fine, but this is A+. Okay.
I think they're very meh.
Let's dive in. There we got our intro out of the way.
Yeah.
We always got to have some banter. I don't know why. We just do. That's just how the show has evolved.
That's how it works.
It's the reason we do the podcast.
We've done 100 and whatever, 55 episodes, and it's just this is what we have devolved into. It's just this is what happens.
I think we evolved.
I think so. You're right.
Evolved.
This is an evolution. That's right.
Positive spin on a strange thing.
So let's talk some news of the week. We have been grinding on some video content, on all content really.
Yeah.
Content period for Chrome Unboxed has been taken up a notch.
Content is king. Because if you run a company that creates content and you're not creating content, you're not doing a very good job of running your company.
We've talked problems.
And we've talked about this, but Joanna has been writing for us again, and she's cranking out all kinds of good content. Michael's cranking out some good stuff. Shout out to Gabriel. I don't know if we talked about some of the evergreen stuff, but we've got some more kind of evergreen.
His pause. I thought he was like, Gabe's been What have you been doing?
Hold on, wait. What have you been
I've
doing,
been installing Minecraft, so shut up.
No, we've been working. We've been working on some really cool SEO stuff, and in trying to introduce a little bit of a different content segment for us. We have traditionally been very news heavy as a website. Yeah. And we're introducing some more kind of evergreen stuff, some more guides and how-tos, still trying to put out some helpful and informative, stuff for people, but just something a little different.
Yeah, because I mean, at the end of the day, our goal when we started doing this 6-7 years ago was to create beneficial content for readers. And if we're going to be a beneficial website about Chrome, Chrome OS, Chromebooks, Google products, Androids, then Androids.
Androids
and Dragon Ball Z.
Join the club. I can't talk today.
You watch Dragon Ball Z? No. Do you watch any anime?
High five, Andrew.
No, nothing. That's okay.
I got into Dragon Ball Z a little bit, but
it's American anime.
Yeah,
it's whatever. Anyway, what were we talking about?
I don't know.
Different content,
evergreen
SEO stuff.
So yeah,
cool
just
stuff.
trying to hone in on some SEO, which search engine optimization. It's just a way for your website to be more visible, but the purpose behind that obviously is to grow our readership, but also to make more people aware that we are a place that you can come to get beneficial guides, how-tos, tips and tricks, things you didn't know about your phone or your computer or whatever, not just a news site that's just grinding out news as it happens.
Yeah.
So
and
it's been a big shift, but it's also been very beneficial.
It's been fun.
And having Gabe kind of dive in on some of those things, and like, because SEO is this buzzword. If you're not careful with it, like, I building websites for a long time, I would have clients like, is this going to have good SEO? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to build it for that. But at the end of the day, like the tools you use to build something, and then you actually taking those tools and doing something with them are two different things.
Exactly.
And so we almost were the opposite of that. So we, I've always built our site on SEO, all the proper SEO things that you want
Best
to do.
practices,
all those practices are there. But we've always leaned in towards plenty of content. Like we've always made content. So SEO kind of got put on the back burner because it's like, we got the tools in place and we're making the content. It's taking care of itself. And to be honest, it kind of did for a long time.
Sure.
Yeah, because there's organic SEO and there's paid, which paid SEO does work. It has its advantages, has its disadvantages. If you're building a brand, paid SEO is actually very useful, but organic SEO is the best you can have because that tells Google and other search engines, hey, people are finding this site because there's good quality content on there that's worth them finding. And we've always done that really well. So
it's always just kind of happened.
Yeah.
And so now it's like, okay, we're ready to kind of go to the next thing because, this was back when it was just me and Gabe writing, basically. and we make a YouTube video a week or whatever, and it was like, that's enough. It's going to do what it needs to do. We have some room now to be like, okay, we can be a little more strategic about it.
Exactly.
So that's kind of where we're starting to get. And it's been really cool. And it's been cool to that started really developing as I was diving into building the website. So now that I'm kind of slowly getting myself back into, like YouTube never stopped, but I'm kind of getting back into like, okay, well, where do I fit now?
Yeah.
As a writer, and I feel like I'm almost back to that, or almost to the place where I've wanted to be for a couple years, where it's like, I've been doing this for a long time. I'm going to write the things that I want to write,
which is
like,
so.
I don't like. I've got a whole
don't
list
have
of
to
stuff
chase
to
the
write.
news. Don't have to chase anything. You can,
and if nobody can cover down on something that needs to go, like there was something last week I wrote that was a quick, I think the Pixel Watch renders, which I think we're going to talk about. I've covered that quite a bit. Like I wanted to cover that one, but overall, it's not this constant searching for the next thing that needs to be written. We have writers.
Yeah, and there's definitely no
the article I wrote today.
Yeah, there's no shortage of content, and it's funny. We joke about this, but a few years back, we were doing this, and we're like, Chrome OS was still really thin, and we weren't sure what was going to happen with it, and we're like, do you think the day's going to come we're going to be like, we're not sure what to write about? And now it's like
constantly,
because of workspace, because
we talk about it a lot.
Yeah, we cover everything Google, and we've expanded that content even more. And Google's become such a staple for enterprise and schools, and now with the Pixel line and all that for consumers. Yeah, and the Google Assistant, which is in everything. It's like we literally could write nonstop all day, every day, and
so much fun.
Never run out. So
much fun. And then while we've got that going on, we've got Andrew grinding on all sorts of video content.
Yep.
Podcast video that we're now doing, taking and making clips from this and making shorts from this, and then, we've done 3 unboxings this week, which is just awesome.
Yeah, and we got another one on the slate that we'll either do tomorrow or the day after, and
it's just he's an editing machine.
And don't forget the fun behind the scenes we've done.
Oh yeah,
that's
behind
true.
The scenes.
There's just so much.
The video podcast now,
dude. There's so
if you're
much.
watching this right now, like this is still new. To us,
very
this
much
is a
so.
new piece of all this stuff, and
it's just so funny how it all happened. Like it all kind of happened all at once.
Yeah,
we had a kind of partner chat yesterday, and we talked about it. It's like just this culmination of things that all led to this, and and it's just, man, it's been so much fun. But some of those unboxings that we were working on this week are some new devices from Lenovo.
Yeah,
so they announced these out at MWC. They're one of the only ones that do that. Like there's not many other Chromebooks that come out of there.
I went back and looked.
Yeah,
Lenovo,
all sorts of phone stuff.
It's been 2, maybe 3 years they've done it, but I don't think anyone else has ever actually announced. There's been some like EDU device and stuff that get announced kind of in between BETT and MWC.
Yeah,
there was some. Was there an Acer? Oh, that was BETT.
But no one goes to the show and launches products other than Lenovo, which is crazy. It's really cool.
Yeah, because for a while people thought the shift was going to happen from CES to MWC. I think the difference there is, and this is probably my U.S. leaning, but the fact that CES is happening in the States, there's still a draw there to announce products in the U.S., even though there's so many products that get launched overseas and never make it to the U.S. anymore, and do great, do incredibly well. So there's just something still, I think, about a stigma about that of like, we're going to make sure and have that go to that show in the States. Do that. That's why Samsung, a non-American company, still does all their stuff in like New York City.
And that's a CES is great, but it's such a hodgepodge. We go there and we cover down on specific things. I could not imagine trying to cover CES as just a general tech writer, which is why a lot of the outlets have people that do specific things.
It'd be overwhelming.
MWC is focused solely on mobile technology, 5G, things like that. So they can kind of fold laptops into it because you have connectivity and stuff like that. So to me, it makes sense. I think it would
almost make more sense for like more Chromebooks to be at MWC.
Yeah, that's my thing. I'm like, save them for. Not that we don't love going to CES, but it's not like we've been in 3 years.
We'd go to Barcelona if we had a reason to.
I would be okay with that.
Yeah,
that'd be amazing.
We could make that happen.
It's
our spouses,
Barcelona.
Our spouses would probably have to go. I don't know that I'm going to make a trip to Spain and my wife would be like, yeah, have fun.
I'm going to be honest.
Like, I'm going.
My wife, I don't know. My wife grew up in a military family. She lived in Germany. She's done all that stuff. She's not a big traveler. We were planning our spring break vacation yesterday, and, just the thought of driving for 12 hours, she's already like,
not looking forward to it.
I'm like, well, you're not driving, so it ain't no big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were trying to get another trip over to Germany and Western Europe, but
not working.
Our friends that were living there are now home.
Oh, I thought they were coming home later this year. Oh,
yeah,
wow.
so
Bummer.
if we go, we got no home base to
Go
stay.
to Ireland, man.
There's so many places I want to go. So many places, but so MWC, Lenovo Chromebooks. I won't derail into all the places over there I want to go.
Yeah.
Get all sad and morose. It's Batman Day.
It's Batman Day.
Right.
It's Bat Day.
Yeah.
There you go.
Bat
No,
Day.
stop saying Bat Day. It's Batman Day.
Bat Day.
Who likes bats? No one likes bats.
Batman doesn't even like bats.
No. That's why he dresses up as one to scare people.
I'm looking at Andrew cueing him to put Bat Day
It's really,
on the screen right
really
now.
twisted.
Write it
Don't
down.
do it.
Write it down, Andrew.
Don't do
Write
it.
it down,
He's
Andrew.
gonna find a Batman mask to put on my face. Just
Just do it. Just do it. Does it look good?
Good.
Yeah.
That way he can attach it to my
I
face.
have a bat mask at home. I wish I had brought it.
Should have brought it. So Lenovo, 3 devices that we unboxed.
Yep.
The
And
last of which
they
unboxing
descend.
will probably be out before this is out. So yeah.
Yeah, but they descend in order of probably overall importance.
I was going to say excitement, but yeah.
Yeah.
I just think for Lenovo, for Chromebooks, for people who like Chromebooks, all that
Consumer
kind of stuff.
interest, I
Yeah,
think.
like
you could put it that way.
The Duet,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, you can tell already by
man.
we have the Duet and the Flex 5 out, and the Duet's video is blowing up.
in the comments, and I mean, it's just wild. Like, people are excited about this device.
But people love the Duet, so that's not shocking.
If only we had. Oh, there it
Yeah.
is.
And so, I wanted to bring this one on just so that everybody can see I'm not, we weren't making anything up in the video by any stretch. It is pre-production, but it's 100% working.
Yeah.
It's a European keyboard, so I keep mistyping things.
That's weird.
There's some weird keys and weird spots that my fingers keep hitting, but
Yeah.
overall, it's pretty awesome. And, I would just tell you to go watch the video.
Yeah.
Because we really kind of dive into it. But just, if I take this thing and just close it up, like that's the biggest difference to me. I picked
So
my
nice.
kids up the other night. One of my kids Duet at home. I picked it up and I was like, yep, this thing, I don't want to like dog it or anything, but it just kind of feels not well put together.
Sure.
Basically, like it just kind of is floppy and falls open and all that kind of stuff. And now it's like that thing closes.
Yeah.
Man, it's so solid. That back plate is replaced with the same thing we got on the Duet 5, so it's nice and thin. So if you detach it and hold it as a tablet, you don't feel the need to
So
take the
great.
back off. Like, this is fine. This is completely comfortable, fine,
Doesn't
and it doesn't
add
feel
much
bulky.
bulk. Yeah.
But you can take it off if you want to. But man, the magnet's super strong. Like
that.
it's
Look at
like it
That's
just
crazy.
wants to attach. And then the Gen 2 Snapdragon inside is plenty fast. Great battery. The keyboard is way improved. The trackpad's great. It's 11 inches now instead of 10. It's even got rounded corners on the display. Still great IPS. Super bright 400 nit screen. What's not to like here?
I mean, I was typing on it and was just blown away because we have an older Surface tablet here, and I was doing something on it for.
Oh,
We wanted.
you
and
broke
it's got
our
that-
you broke
and it's
our
got that-
backdrop.
I broke it.
Yeah, you broke the backdrop.
broken.
What happened? Did it go like?
It didn't go full screen. There you go.
Whoa, there we
Sorry
go.
about that. Anyway,
But the Surface has that raised one, and it's thin.
Yeah.
And it's hollow.
it's horrible.
It's like typing on a cardboard box.
Yeah,
That's what it feels
exactly.
like.
And the keys are sloppy. And I'm sitting there because we were doing our morning golf round, but I was trying to do some research for one of JoJo's articles. So I had Chrome Canary, and I'm like, do people actually? Can you work on one of these things? Like I can't imagine that. I could 100% go to a coffee shop.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I'm taking that to Florida with me.
No. No, it's mine. I'm taking it.
You don't-
all
you
the
don't-
time.
I'll go buy my own.
You don't want to try to work with this one, just because the key placement of it. It is.
Yeah.
It's
Typing
pretty
articles.
weird.
Will the old Duet keyboard kind of fit on it?
I don't know. Maybe
I wonder if the pogo pens are the same.
that'd be interesting.
That would be interesting.
But anyway,
but the old keyboard
For
was-
another day.
The
yeah,
old
that,
keyboard was
that
terrible.
just to say though.
Oh no, it's an 11-inch. It's
Oh, yeah.
bigger.
That wouldn't
Well, that's
work.
why I said sort of fit.
Yeah.
Right? But all that just to say, like, I legit could take that on vacation with me if I wanted to sit down by the pool and
Oh, yeah.
work 100%.
Yeah, it's
You
bright.
don't have to
nice
worry
bright,
about taking
bright display. You could definitely,
And we're gonna do some follow-up stuff on this because we've had people ask, should I get this or should I? I've got the Duet 5. Would this be a better fit?
Yeah, I mean,
think
JoJo was even asking about
and
it.
I think they're for two different types of people and two different groups that are looking for different things from their device. This new one is going to be way better for reading, content consumption, just couch surfing. The occasional get the keyboard out and get some stuff done, but for the most part, probably using it as a tablet more often. I think this one's going to be better. Like if you're playing games and stuff, this is going to be easier to hold and use. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff this will be better at. But the Duet 5, if you're going to find yourself with a keyboard on it, and especially if it's sitting in your lap or something constantly, and you're going to be typing a lot on it, the Duet 5 is still going to be better
right. And that
you.
was my point. I wrote a deal article the other day because the Duet 5 and the HP X2 were both on sale, and obviously the Duet has the better processor, so it moves around better. But if you're looking at this as this is going to be a tablet first device for me, I would lean towards the HP if you can get it on sale.
Yeah,
it was like $329.
That's not bad because it comes with a pen and
but like Robbie said, if you know that you're going to be using this on a regular basis with a keyboard, I would not recommend anything. I would not recommend anything over the Duet 5.
Yeah, I mean, and it's something I didn't think about, but kind of having the floppy style keyboard has its ups and downs. And so one of the ups is, like we were just talking about with the Surface, if you have a thin keyboard and it's kind of attached up, yes, it is less prone to bend and shift left and right, but it's also very hollow feeling. Whereas this is laying on the table when I type, I don't feel like this is any different than a laptop. This feels great.
Yeah, because if you're a touch typer, you really need that resistance of the keys. And that's the thing about the Surface I don't like. You don't feel the resistance because the key's traveling, but then the keyboard deck flexes, and it just feels like you're mushing the whole thing down. It's so weird.
But the Flex 5, I remember thinking it's still not going to be good in the lap because it can move around. Or not Flex 5, I'm sorry, the Duet 5. Because it's the flexible kind of keyboard. It's going to move around. The thing is, it's such a large tablet. The keyboard's larger, so it goes over your legs easier, and it actually holds it really still. So even using it in my lap, it's pretty comfortable to use.
More surface area. Yeah.
And again, it's just one of those things. Like that's one use case, and this is another. I tend to think now that once this comes out and I have the option to use this, this might be a great device to be my take-home use on the weekends kind of device, because the keyboard and trackpad now aren't deterrents from getting stuff done. The screen size really isn't either. Like this is enough. I'm looking at this and have worked on it a little bit this week. It's not a deterrent to getting things done either. It's not what I want to use every day, all the time. Sure. But a few hours here, a few hours there, no big deal. But then playing games like playing Call of Duty on it, it's a lot nicer to play.
I don't know. Can we talk about the 8192? So because you said it's moving around about like this, right?
Well, yeah, and they feel very similar. So with the other device we're going to unbox next week is the Acer
311
Chromebook. What is the model?
I was going to say 514.
It is 514.
Okay.
It's not a spin though, right?
No.
Okay.
So just 514.
So yeah, it has
the Companion 828.
Yeah. So someone emailed us, and apparently Asus has had their new iteration of their CM3200 convertible announced way back, but someone said it's actually been available in the UK since December. So for people that don't want a tablet but want this type of experience with the battery life, ARM, whatever, it's going to be a good option. Really good option. And hopefully we see some tablets.
Yeah, and like I haven't tested, and honestly we can't run a ton of tests on this device yet either because it's technically pre-production. So any hiccups, like there's been a couple little weird things, and it's just part of device. It's not launching for another couple months. It's not going to be out till May something. So technically you still got all of March, all of April, and half of May, all of May maybe. Yeah. So 2 to 3 months in the life cycle of a Chromebook development, like they develop for like 9 months and launch. Yeah. So it's like it's still got a while to bake. Yeah. It's not fully formed
Some
yet.
refinement for sure.
But it's really good. And I will say the 828 we kind of expected the mid-range, the 800 series Companion chips to be kind of on par with the Snapdragon 7C Gen 2. And from what we can tell so far, it's pretty close.
Which makes me super excited for the big MediaTek.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we had that one in for like a few days.
Yeah.
Like we had to send it back because it was a CES thing.
Yeah.
But I can't wait till that device comes out, and I can't wait till that ships in other Chromebooks. But I want someone to make something like
tablet.
this with the Companio 1380 inside.
Like a real iPad competitor.
I mean, seriously. Like that becomes, because that device, like using it was like, battery life seems to be really good on it. It was pre-production too, but battery life's awesome and performance is amazing.
Yeah.
And so, fans and everything could be thin. So like you could have that sort of performance, battery life, all that stuff in a form factor like this.
What
So awesome.
Google needs to do, because
Please.
you can use Linux apps on a ARM Chromebook, but you have to mess with the architecture, and some apps work, some don't. But we've discovered where Google's working on customized containers and stuff.
Yep.
What Google, and maybe that's what this project is. Google needs to make their own Rosetta. Is what they need to do.
Oh yeah.
They need to find a way to say, hey, here's a compatibility layer for whether it's Windows or Linux. You can get your apps working natively on our devices,
Oh, that'd be
ARM
awesome.
or what that would be. That would
Yeah.
be so great.
So let's take a quick break for an ad. We're going to come back and talk about those two other devices and maybe some other stuff. So stay tuned. Alrighty, welcome back, everyone. So let's dive into these other devices that were announced from Lenovo. I just banged my knee.
Right on the table.
There's like a little thing under the table. So let's talk about these other two devices. So kind of next down would be
Well, let's
Flex.
start at the bottom to go up.
Well, we went Duet first, and then we'll go the next one, the next unboxing that we have out.
Yeah,
It wasn't
so-
an unboxing; it was just a hands-on.
Yeah, hands on.
Yeah.
Because they were definitely used in
Yeah.
tattered,
Yeah.
slightly tattered boxes. I think some of them were meant for MWC, maybe. I don't know. Lenovo's
Yeah,
always awesome
I don't
about
know.
getting us stuff. But it's the Flex 5i, so the newest version. So 2 years ago, we had the Flex 5, and then they changed it to Flex 5i last year, and then now Flex 5i again this year. But the story here is kind of the same thing. The idea is the same. In 2020, I remember we went to CES. We went to Lenovo's booth to check out the original Duet, and that was the big thing.
Yep. They showed
then-
us the one, the dual screen or like
Yeah.
folding screen device and
Yeah.
everything.
They had the one with the e-ink on the
back. Then they had the one with Lenovo's where we dropped the steel ball.
Oh,
on
yeah,
the,
that's right.
Oh my gosh, that was
Yeah.
crazy. There's a video of that somewhere.
Was that the same CES whenever I stood on the Acer? Was that the same CES?
No, that was next year.
That was the
Yeah.
next year.
Yeah, that was over at Hard
I was
Rock.
going to say, we've attempted to destroy
That
a
was
lot
awesome.
of Chromebooks at
That was-
CES.
That was the one we held it by the
Yeah,
corner.
and
The
they-
thumbnail.
Everybody
Yeah.
thought it was fake.
That video got used on Fox Business.
That's
Oh, that's
that
right.
is,
That
yeah.
was
That's
really
right.
cool.
Yeah, and they called us the wrong thing. I don't remember what they called
Did
us.
they really?
Yeah, the little subtext when they said video via
Oh, I don't remember that.
Chromebook
that's-
Unboxed.
Yeah, it was something like that. Something stupid. We were just like, whatever. No one's gonna pay attention to this anyway.
No.
So yeah, the Flex 5i or the Flex 5 came out 2020. I remember Gabe was the original person that kind of had the contact with Lenovo, and they had said something about having a Flex 5
Yeah.
maybe there or something.
Well, yeah, and we were there, and when we got there, because they were offsite at a hotel, cool suite, great food. It was all. They're always super.
Take care of us. It's great.
Yeah.
We miss CS.
Yeah, CES is fun.
But we were just doing our thing, and Jeff was like, "Hey, I've got this. It's not really here. It's not here. You guys want to check?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, we want to check it out. Of course, we want to check it out."
Because
So,
we kind of knew like the idea behind it, and it was just the MSRP was so low at $409, and it had
Yeah,
most of the
that's
stuff
right.
because that was the same year that Asus had the C436 and Samsung had the Galaxy Chromebook, and so the Galaxy Chromebook was kind of that poster child for Comet Lake 10th gen chips that finally were going to fix Bluetooth woes and
Yeah.
better Wi-Fi and all this stuff. Like we had been hyping up their Hatch was the name. Like we talked about 10th gen Comet Lake Chromebooks for a while. And so like the poster child was, the Galaxy Chromebook, and we just thought it was going to be the best thing ever. It tried, it failed. But in the midst of all that, kind of in the shadows of that, was the Flex 5. And it was kind of the epitome of what Intel Chromebooks were going to become. Like it was a foreshadow of what, like we did a whole video about this about a year later once Lenovo had come in and done this. And I remember when that device came out, we unboxed it. It was like, this thing is going to be way more important than what we thought. Like this is going to change the way that people view Chromebook buying, because at $400 you're getting most of what you would get for $700.
Yep.
And it was one of those ones that just became the easy recommend. Somebody wants a mid-range Chromebook. They want to spend between 4 and 6. Like, hey, spend 4, just get this. And the only knock we really ever had with it was the whole bottom's plastic, and the screen's not very bright.
Yeah.
It's like 250 nits.
Yeah.
And so the next year's came out, and it was kind of the same thing, low price. I think it started at $449, 39, something like that.
Yeah.
Same general thing. Like, we've got the last year's version, and it looks exactly like the first version. It's just blue instead of gray, which was fine. A lot of people did that last year. A lot of companies just kind of iterated and didn't come out with something new.
Yeah.
And I don't think, as a Chromebook maker, I don't know that that's a good idea anyway. Like,
right. Well,
if you got a good device,
yeah,
like, just
and that's
keep
the thing
tweaking
is that Chrome OS has had to catch up with the standard PC market, but now it's in a place where it can do Acer doesn't come out with a brand new Predator every year that's completely rearranged and reinvented. They iterate on it, and then when the next big thing happens, they're like, oh, by the way, we've got the new Predator, and it's got this. But usually it's just an iteration, and Chrome OS has gotten to that point, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Really cool.
I mean, look at MacBooks, look at Surface devices. I mean, it's hard to tell at glance a Surface Pro 3 from a Surface Pro. What they just come out with 7, 8? I don't know.
Sure.
But, I mean, you could just glance and be like, which one's which? I don't know, because they just kind of refine things a little bit. And so, Chromebook makers that have Chromebooks that sell well need to do that. Hence the Duet. Like, if I just held this up to somebody and then closed it, if the colorways were the same, most people would have a hard time quickly. Like, after a second, you would be able to tell.
Yeah.
But if you're just glancing at it, it looks like a Duet.
Yeah.
Of course. And the same thing was true with the Flex 5i. This year, they really did kind of change it.
Right. This was the year.
Quite a bit, actually.
Yeah, and I think that's probably because they've had a couple higher end enterprise focused devices.
Yep.
They tried with the C630 Yoga, but they've not had a consumer focused flagship that's on a competitive level with the HP and the Acer Spin 713.
Right.
It's always been that slightly less, which was good because you could get it for $150, $200 less, but there was no direct competitor.
Right.
This device very well might slay some of the new devices that come out.
Yeah, because there's just not a whole lot of downside to it.
Did last year's have fingerprint scanner? Yeah, so that's
so like stuff like that was always left out.
Yeah.
Not the case this year.
Yeah.
So you add a fingerprint scanner. You add now 300 or 400 nit screen, depending on which one you buy. So
16,
they're both fine.
Yeah, and 16 by
10, 14
inch.
Which in practice, like this device here in front of us, the CX9 has a 14-inch 16 by 9 screen. When you put it up next to the 16 by 10 14-inch screen, it doesn't feel the same. Like, it's much larger surface area to deal with.
It gives you the feel of the 3x2. You don't get quite the real estate edition, but you get more of that vertical feel that you get when you're using the 713.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you've solved the display issue. It's a really solid display. They updated the webcam to be 1080p, which is really nice.
An exception for most devices.
The speakers on it, again, this one doesn't come out until June, so I'm withholding judgment on those. They're upward firing, and it's nice speed. It's stereo separation, but they didn't blow me away or anything. No. But there's room for those to be tuned and sound a lot better by the time it launches. It's backlit keyboard, feels like the same keyframe but quieter as last year, which is good. I've never really had a problem with the Flex 5's keys anyway. The trackpad.
Do they have like the little? Are they cupped a little bit?
No, that's this.
Okay. I couldn't remember one of them.
And one of their new Windows devices has it. And we're like, oh man, they should have done that on the
the little smiley kind of rounded top, rounded bottom keys. But yeah, it's got a fingerprint scanner. It's convertible. It does not have a glass trackpad, which I kind of wish it did, but it was a nice, very smooth surface, and it's huge.
They're like, dude, we had to cut some costs somewhere.
And that's what I was going to get to. Like, at some point, if they're going to try to maintain this, like, kind of flagship-ish Chromebook and keep increasing all these extra things and then still try to ship it, like, it's starting at $499. We don't know what configuration that is.
What model that's going to be,
what we see a lot of these companies do is offer a wide variety, but consumers are probably going to really see, like, one, maybe two versions. Whatever ends up at Best Buy and Amazon probably will be the ones that most people see. So that $499 could end up being an 8128 or something like that. We're not sure.
Because that's what the best model of the current Flex 5 you can buy is at Costco, and it's only $449. i3 8128 but it goes on sale for like $350 frequently.
Yeah.
And
that's
and this one will have options for Pentium, i3, i5, but 12th gen. And so the 12th gen Pentium is going to be probably way more than anyone needs. We can't awesome. Remark on what we did run some benchmarks on the i5. We'll just say they're really good.
Yeah.
They're really good.
Yeah.
It's really
it'll
fast.
work.
Yeah, it'll do.
It's probably going to be faster by the time
But
it launches.
I did, and this has something to do with the benchmarks, but not really. I didn't realize until I was benchmarking it, and it was just from lack of research, because Intel's core chips on Chromebooks have always been dual core and quad core.
Right.
And 4 threads or 8 threads.
Right.
Because they do hyper-threading, so each core gets split into 2 threads. This is a 10-core chip with
12 threads.
12 threads.
So I guess
not 10. Is it 10?
Like you said 10 and 12.
10, 12. Yeah, so they're doing the small cores and big cores. So I guess you have 8 small cores and then two big cores that are hyper-threaded. And it seems to make a difference. Plus, you get the G7 graphics.
Right, it's fast.
So.
Is good.
We'll talk about that more.
And that's
in
all
detail.
we're going to say about that.
Once.
When will we be able to talk about that stuff?
June.
Yeah,
whenever it launches. And hopefully we'll see a little prior to June, a little prior to May. We'll see both of these devices. But yeah, I mean, big upgrades in the Flex. The Flex 5i reminds me of what was Lindar again?
That's the 5i, Lenovo Chromebook 5i.
So the one that came out 6 months ago or something.
Yeah.
That before it came out, we knew it was going to have a light bar on it.
Yeah.
We got all excited, and then we found out it was no offense to Lenovo, but we found out it was just going to kind of be a normal Lenovo Chromebook.
I picked it up the other day. Like it's a nice Chromebook.
Yeah.
It's just they priced themselves in a weird spot, and it's like this.
And it was never really available.
No, you could never buy it from. I don't even know where you can buy it now. To be honest with you,
it was a weird. It was released at a weird time. COVID and everything. So. It had okay processors or whatever in it, but the aesthetic of it was a little bit different for a Lenovo Chromebook. So instead of kind of the angled looking stuff, it's more rounded on the edges, but the seams line up really nicely and it feels really good.
Really nice device.
So the Flex is all aluminum on the top, and then it's got an aluminum bottom, but the keyboard deck itself is actually plastic. And so that would be the only detractor I would say is there. No glass trackpad.
Yeah,
that's about it.
The screen looks fantastic, and if you go look at the, go check out the featured image that we used for the article and for YouTube. Like this, even in sometimes devices are really hard. Like sometimes a device will look fantastic in person, but it's hard to get a photo of. And I don't know, like there's all sorts of camera reasons and display types that might make it do one thing or another.
Right.
This thing just looked like it was coming through the screen at me. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, and it's
so nice.
I think 100%. The 400 nit one's 100% sRGB.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty color accurate, which to my eyes makes it look a little warm. But I find that to be true. Like if I take my phone out and put it on like whatever, not natural, but like the more color accurate settings on any phone always look really warm to me. Like so my eye tends to favor, I think, neutral
blue.
or a cooler color. I just like that because it makes whites look a little crispy and whiter. Even if they're not actually white, they're more blue.
It's like I do that editing photos a lot. Like I'll go a little bit below what I shot it at. We match all of our lighting and everything for daylight, and I still bring them down a little bit just because I think it makes it pop a little more.
Yeah, but huge upgrades. With this particular device, I think it's going to be excellent. And again, it'll be interesting to see what the $499 price point gets you. Yeah. Right. Because even if it's a Pentium, if it's a Pentium 8128 with the fingerprint scanner, 1080p, 300 nit, 16 by 10,
that's going to be a great device.
It's going to be a really good device. Especially if they can do that and then be like, hey, you can have the i5 for $100 more or something. Like if 650 gets you the top end.
Oof.
I mean, think about all the top end Chromebooks were $699 and up.
Oh yeah, because your consumer models right now are $699, and that's
so if they can drop $50 or $100 off that price and give you the i5 8 gigs 256,
it's doing what the previous models have done. It's making
undercuts just a little bit.
It's undercutting a little bit and giving consumers the most of what you want out of that.
Right.
That
we
high-end
said that
device,
with the Duet 5.
Yeah.
Like Lenovo seems to have found its groove doing this exact thing. Like the Duet 3 here doesn't have everything. There's no fingerprint scanner on here, which would be great. I would love that. There's no pin in the box. You know, like there's some things I would love to see on this, but it doesn't necessarily detract from the value proposition of the device. And so
doesn't have everything, but it's got most of it.
Most things.
It's like most things you want, it's got it. So yeah, the USI compatible on both of those, correct?
Yeah.
So you can always go get you any USI pin that you like.
If you have one already.
Have one already? Cool. That should work. Yep. And maybe is that maybe some of the consideration? They can save a little bit of cost by not shipping it with a pin, knowing that hopefully
over
as
time,
more and more Chromebooks are out with USI pins, people will have that one pin that they like.
Right.
You know?
I don't go buy a new mouse every time I buy a Chromebook.
Exactly. Right.
I've got my mouse.
It just makes me wonder what Asus is going to do. I was looking this up to confirm, but their new 12th gen flip that's coming out, but it's 16 inches.
16.
Are they going to make a
Probably
12
they did
gen
last year,
5400? They should.
Remember the CX5400 was just like, hey guys, here it is.
Yeah. And it ended up being one of the best Chromebooks of the year.
Yeah, like what the heck? Where'd this come from?
Yep.
So
literally, they could just take that. There's not really much to tune on it. Just put the new chips in it.
Honestly,
and I kind of hope you mentioned this a little bit ago, but like I kind of hope we're getting to that point where manufacturers are getting a couple devices that are good and they just start iterating on them, right?
Yeah.
And just start improving little things here and there. You don't have to do something wild and crazy every year. You know, now, obviously, if you want to have some other little side device that you do that with, cool. But for the most part, if you find that you like the Duet series, cool, there's going to be a new Duet.
Right.
And it's just going to improve a little bit. It's going to improve a little bit. And I think that's just a sign of, the Chrome OS market maturing and just manufacturers figuring out what consumers want. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, you've got to just get devices out there and see what people buy.
Yeah,
right?
and that's kind of what it feels like, because we've seen so many variations of like 11.6, 13.3. No, now we're going to be 14.
Right.
Well, let's make them 17.3 because people want really big laptops. And
exactly.
Who's buying those?
It's like it was
Somebody's
like the wild
be
west
them.
there for a while. It was just like, let's make everything. Let's take some of these Windows parts and make a Chromebook out of it. Why not?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, yeah.
Totally
whatever,
off subject. Did you see HTC's bringing back their first flagship phone in 3 years?
What? Are they still owned by Google?
No.
Oh, they got out of that.
So they've been making budget phones for a while.
I'll be darned.
Ever since, I guess, they parted ways with. So apparently they didn't sell their entire company to Google.
Oh.
So I guess they just kept making budget phones, like your cheapies that you get free at the carrier or whatever. But yeah, they announced, I think, at MWC they are coming out with their first flagship in 3 years.
Interesting. Google bought their engineering department or
Yeah,
something
it was like their
that.
design
Remember,
department.
Yeah, it was
stuff,
something strange.
And then killed it.
Yeah.
As they tend to do. Or
I'm
as
going
they
to
tend
buy
to do.
you, and now
Yeah.
you're fired.
So let's talk about this last device. We filmed the unboxing this morning. We'll be editing that. Likely have that out by the time you're watching this. We'll try to include a show note if it is.
Yeah.
Flex 3i.
3i. So
I just keep wanting to call it the 3i, but it's a Flex.
yeah,
It's
with
a
a
Flex.
number lower, it would be smaller, but that's not how Lenovo
Or maybe
rolls.
that's what's messing me up. Yeah.
It's a 15.6 inch, all plastic, more entry level.
Need to ask
device.
Jeff what the I is for. What's it mean?
They just
Iteration.
like it.
There you
They
go.
like it.
Iteration. There you go.
Yeah, there's nothing really noteworthy about this. It's got a number pad. It's a 15.6 inch device, 16:9 display. There's no extras going on here. 720p webcam, no fingerprint scanner, plastic trackpad, no backlighting on the keys. Fairly limited port selection. The speakers do sound pretty good. They're mounted above the keyboard, which is kind of cool. But the notable thing here with this device is that you have an entry-level Chromebook that is shipping with a 300 nit display.
Nits. Yep.
That sounds maybe like not that big of a deal, but it's something we have complained about for years at this point. Like, stop shipping 250 nit or 220 nit displays. Stop shipping TN panels. Stop. Cut your corner somewhere else. We got to stare at these screens all the time.
I'd rather the chassis be entirely plastic.
Make it out of
Then
rubber.
have
I don't care.
Dull
Silicon
dismal
Chromebook.
display. Yeah.
Like, I don't care.
Absolutely.
I just don't want to look at a crap screen.
Yeah.
Like, they're just
Yeah.
it's awful, and it's the main thing you deal with. Like
the way you interact
screen,
with-
keyboard, trackpad. Like, those things have to be good.
Yep.
The rest of it helps to make it nice, but it doesn't have to be great. Once it's sitting on a desk, like, this keyboard is flimsy as all get out, obviously, because it's not attached to anything solid. But once it's sitting here on the table, I'm not going to think about that.
But yeah, I mean, if this is built well, this will be a great utilitarian device because we know that the Pentium N6000 isn't new. We know it. We've tested it. It's a powerful Pentium Silver that with 8 gigs of RAM. Somebody that wants a big screen device. Same reason we point people to Asus's and Acer's 15-inch devices. If you want a good 15.6-inch device because you like having a number pad or you want a big screen, this will probably be great.
Yeah. And the benefit is you don't have to go, well, but the display is just only okay.
No.
It's a nice, solid.
Yeah, it's touchscreen too. Yeah, I mean, it's great.
Not IPS, or not, it is IPS. It's not USI. Acronym's messed up.
That's right.
And it's a Flex.
That's strange.
We looked. We didn't see. There's no mention of the 3i having USI support. We tested on it. To be fair, we tested the Duet right now, and it's not working with it. But the Duet's doing some weird stuff anyway. It's in Developer 100.
Yeah,
it's in its own little build of Chrome OS.
This is the kind of stuff Gabe deals with just all the time.
This is pre-production life.
Why are we letting him cast the background? That's what.
Is this in Canary? Why do we do this?
Android 13, Canary.
Why do we do this?
Why do we not learn? Why do we?
I don't know.
We definitely don't, because we keep saying like we're not going to do that anymore, and then we do it again.
Yep.
But so that's the new stuff from Lenovo.
Yeah, price point on that one.
$399.
Yeah,
May.
You might have said that already. I just couldn't remember.
I don't think so. But yeah, so same price as this. I'm going to go and tell you if you're shopping both of these devices, all things being equal, they're very not equal. Different processor inside, different stuff you're probably going to do with them.
Yeah.
But if you're going to spend $399, I feel like this is a way more versatile device. Versatile. That's a new word. Versatile. Look it up. And I bet you Andrew he's gonna, like. I think I find myself saying things because I'm like, I wonder what he'll do with this.
I think it's TABLE.
Versatile.
Look at him jotting down notes.
I just want to look it up. It'd be awesome if it actually is a word.
Webster, please just have Webster pulled up. Versatile. I mean,
versatile. See, look, I'm typing wrong keys. Like they've creamed all these keys, like enter keys, like little bitty.
Yeah.
And they've creamed all these keys around it. Like, what is all this extra junk?
Yeah. Versatile. What?
Somebody said, "What's the correct spelling for versatile?"
Okay, so
oh my gosh,
thought
is
it was
this real?
Not versatile.
Please be real. Versatile. Dang it! I don't think it's going to be real. It's not going to be real.
No.
Is it just someone asking?
So
no, it's not real. Dang it.
So I think it's time. I think it's time
to go watch Batman.
Getting there. We're close, but you have one other thing to mark off.
1 hour, 3 minutes.
You have one other thing to mark off the list before we can go do that. I'll just say Samsung and just let you take it from there.
Oh, you mean complain?
I thought we already talked.
No, we didn't.
No, we talked about the phone though. It's no, that's not. Everyone knew you were getting the phone.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think we had made it that far. I don't think he had made it to
no, because we talked about the watch last week.
Did he?
And mentioned that Robbie had me ask while I was there when they were going to.
We were going to try to go get the phone.
Yeah, let's ask the guy that listened to it 50 times.
Yeah, we did mention the phone. But I just didn't have it yet.
Yeah, because it didn't come out till Friday, and we filmed on Wednesday last week.
But it's not just the phone. He's gone.
I also have the earbuds.
He's gone.
Wait, what?
How did Galaxy that happen? Buds. I got them.
They tried to get me when I wore my watch the other day.
Where's your hat? You need a Samsung hat and a Samsung shirt.
That's
please.
for next week.
Andrew, please Photoshop a hat on
right here. Flat bill.
Oh my gosh.
So having this phone did prompt me to write something today that is kind of ridiculous. The Pixel 6's fingerprint scanner is
absolutely incredible.
It's so bad.
Oh, it's bad.
Especially when I don't know if this will pick up on the camera or not, but when I don't think I got that finger registered. Let me hold it.
Here we go.
Let me hold it this way.
Yeah.
So here we go. If I can even see it. But when you want to unlock this phone, you just go deep. Just
Unlocked.
Look, you just touch it.
That's how that's supposed to work.
Remember like when we had the fingerprint scanners back here, and you just went and unlocked it, and how when they're in the power button, and they unlock. And that's what this does all the time, every time.
I'm trying to get mine to act normal because when it acts normal, it doesn't work.
Oh, there. Mine's been okay. Yesterday it completely freaked out. Yesterday,
that's the thing. It's like the
today
Pixel 6,
it's been fine. Like
I was going to do a little video real quick when I wrote it, and it was behaving okay. It's still slow.
Oh,
Even
yeah.
when it's acting right, it's
Yours is like
pretty
instant.
slow.
It's like the ones we had on the
Yes,
back of
it feels
the
like a
Pixels.
capacitive. Just doop, man.
Yeah.
Like you just touch it and go.
Yeah.
See,
There you go. That's what it does. Gabe can't unlock
There
his
we
phone
go.
right
Yeah.
now.
That's like mine. So that flash that yours just did,
Yeah.
mine did that, and then there was like a white bar up at the very top of my
yeah,
screen.
just
it was
stuck.
stuck.
which I can't complain. I'm
Yeah.
just saying that's what I'm an Android 13, and almost everything I do, I get that flash. Like if I open up an Allo message, I really
Allo?
a WhatsApp message.
Allo?
It
We
flat-
haven't used Allo in
I love it.
I love Allo.
how long has it been?
2 years.
I was gonna say
Since
2
they
years, and
killed
I was
it,
like, has
yeah.
it been that long? It's been 2 years.
But I still get that flash whenever I open up a text field. It's so, and it's getting worse. It's
Well,
so
but I
bad.
remember like when you picked up the Pixel 6 Pro initially, I remember one of your first things was like the fingerprint scanner is so slow.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's optical just like it is on your 9 Pro, but for some reason like
Something
Google
is-
has like the worst optical fingerprint scanners are not great. Like the Asus phone I had an optical reader on it. It was okay. It was better than the Pixel, but it was still slow. Like
Yeah.
it felt a little slow, and it sounds like a little thing to nitpick on, but it's something you're going to do like 20, 30, 40 times a day. Like eventually over time you're just like, what
and
in
maybe
the
it's
heck, man?
perception because of the two bumps when you do it, because it bumps when you touch and then it bumps when you unlock. But I have my
Yeah, it does
9
feel
Pro's still sitting on my desk, and I think Ron wrote an article about how they compare them. They're like, no, they're pretty much the same speed. It feels
the feel.
so
Yeah.
much faster.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
much faster. So.
How are the buds?
They sound great.
Yeah.
I mean, wireless earbuds are wireless earbuds now. To
Yeah.
me, it's more about comfort. and
Unless
how
you
they
have,
fit.
unless you have Pixel buds like me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, that's true.
Good point.
Yeah. Do not like the Pixel buds.
Those
they're
are-
not comfortable and they're super laggy.
Wanted to
just-
so
Um,
bad, but no.
I just keep using them for some reason. I don't know why.
But yeah, I've got the Wise Buds. I've got AirPods Pro. These are as comfortable to me as the AirPods Pro. Like I just drop in my ear, and
Yeah.
like I wore them yesterday. I was doing something and I just had the pass through mode on. I was like, I'm just going to leave these on. And because they're the style that they are, they go in your ear. And like, unless you're really looking, you can't almost.
Right.
I don't love that necessarily, but it doesn't.
Sometimes-
it doesn't broadcast to everybody else that
Sure.
I can't hear you. Like they just sit in there, but they're super lightweight. Because I'm pairing them with a Samsung phone, I get all the little things you can do with it. It paired up. I opened it up. It just saw them. Just click the button, and
Yeah.
they were ready to go. But they do all the same tricks every other pair does. Lag is good. The sound quality is really good. The pass through is nice. The noise cancellation's as good as most other earbuds
Yeah.
are. It's not like QC Bose,
Yeah.
Cancellation, but good enough if I need to go in and get work done.
Mm-hmm.
But they fit my ears, and I had the Galaxy Buds Pro for like a day or something.
Mm-hmm.
I tried those, and there was something I don't know what was going on with those. Something didn't work out or whatever. Or something I wanted to do with them in a Pixel or them in a OnePlus or something, and but I remember them being really comfortable. And so, as long as they don't lag when I'm playing the game and they sound pretty good and they have noise cancellation and pass through, the main thing I look for now is just comfort. Like,
Yeah.
can I wear them for a long time? And these are super comfortable. The case is tiny, wirelessly charges. Like,
Yeah.
it
That's
does
why
all the stuff.
I really wanted those Odicts to work. Really, Odict. I think is what they're called. Odict.
I don't know
Twig.
what you're
He's gonna
saying.
he's gonna put bad words.
Can you bleep that?
It's like addict
or
it's
cut-
like audict.
Yeah,
Audict.
Audict. There you go.
Audict.
That sounds much better. Audict. I think they're called Twig Pro or whatever. They've
look
got
cool.
They've got a cool round case. They're the stick style, which I'm not a huge fan of, but they were so comfortable,
Yeah.
and the bass response was better than any earbuds I've ever used. Which you don't really expect a lot of bass at all, but these were really good. But they just don't work there. I need to have them send me another pair because these are just buggy. It plays for a minute and then it stops. But I really want to try them. I
Yeah.
just don't want to buy them.
So you're gonna go get the watch too, I presume.
I am, yeah.
Yeah.
And part of this stems from, I think we talked about this last week, of just a deep desire for having some stuff that just works well together. It's the Apple jealousy in me, that
Yeah.
being an Android guy, being a Chrome OS guy, being a Google guy, like yeah, I love all this stuff, and I like some of the thing. I like a lot of the stuff that Google does. I like the way that they go about software and hardware for the most part. But sometimes you just want stuff to play nice together all the time. And I was thinking about this the other night. Like, part of the reason that'll never be like Apple with Google products is that Google makes stuff for everyone. Like, they're not trying to make stuff for only a small group. They're trying to make stuff that everyone can use, including Apple users. Like,
right.
And so as a company that kind of views things through that lens, like, we're not going to get this tight ecosystem of stuff. It's just not in the cards.
Still,
and so Samsung becomes kind of that with Apple or with Google
Android,
leanings.
Yeah.
And
but
so,
still, I mean, the thought of, because I mean, Google doesn't have to lock their stuff down, but they, they have some exclusive features and the way that earbuds work and stuff like that. The next iteration of the Pixel Buds need to be awesome.
Yeah.
That with the
they
Pixel,
just need to be good.
That with the Pixel Watch and the Pixel 7. That should be the perfect combo.
Yeah, and I mean,
that
could have some, if, like, you would win people like me back if those things work together in a seamless way, and they work with a Chromebook better than something else.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
But I don't know that they're going to do that. I don't know that that's Google's MO at all with their own hardware, because again, they distribute an operating system for phones and for laptops that they want other manufacturers to have access to.
The perspective is just different.
It is. And that's part of what I love. Don't get me wrong. I love that. And it's just like, with my phone, I'm not after that anymore. I'm not after
just want
openness.
It to work.
And, for better or for worse, Samsung has a group of hardware stuff that works together. And, guess what? It works great with a Chromebook. Like, it's still Android.
You going to get a watch, Andy?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go on and get one.
I mean, the whole team.
We could do a whole video like watch
Gabe's
Bros.
is on the way. Gabe's is on the way, so I can't be left out. I've got all the other Samsung stuff. I'm gonna have a hat and everything.
We made a really fun behind the scenes going to. I got peer pressured. I got straight up peer pressured.
To go and buy it?
I'm still not. No, I'm just kidding. I'm totally okay with it. Get in the watch.
Not true.
We went to kind of just go check it out, and I wasn't planning on getting it there because there is an in-store fee. It's $30 or whatever. But me, of course, I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to spend an extra $30. But that was like, what did I say in the video? I was like, we're here.
I mean, it was raining.
We came out in the rain, and we're videoing. Like, we're gonna just walk out here and be like, "I'll save $30."
Yeah, exactly. So,
spend your
how
money
many shoe auctions have you won and bought lately?
No comment.
Okay, but you won't spend $30 extra on
No comment as well.
Yeah, no comment.
He's like, that's why I didn't want to spend $30 on the watch.
It's Steezy Dreezy over here. He convinced me to buy another pair of shoes this morning.
I know. I watched that. Like,
really?
Nice.
What's your? I think we talked about this on like one of the first episodes. Your new pair that's coming, or was that afterwards?
This was beforehand, but my newest pair just got delivered. It's the Brotherhood Jordan 1, the Lakers
so the red
colors.
Oh, okay, yeah. Those are gonna be sick. We'll put a photo of them up on the screen.
Are y'all talking about tennis shoes?
I'm stoked on those. What were those ones I got?
As I'm over here wearing my Skechers.
Jumbo Blazer Jumbos.
I do too.
Mid or low?
Those are the low.
Okay,
Yeah.
Those are cool. They look like the off-white shoes.
Yeah, stoked on those. Okay, last thing real quick, because we got to go see Batman. What time is it? Yeah, we got a little time. We got to go quick.
The Batman.
Hot take.
Ooh.
Hot take. You can do a hot take. I believe in you. 6A.
Oh, yeah.
6A and watch.
There's nothing new about the watch. It just showed up. So Pixel Watch showed up in carrier inventory. It was Android Police that reported it, and they just said a carrier. So I'm guessing they were trying to protect.
Yeah, but same chip as the Galaxy Watch 4, right?
I don't know.
That's what one of the articles I read said that.
I think they might just be saying that might be it. It makes sense that it would be.
I'll have to go back and
surely.
check. But
32 gigs of storage versus 16.
And that's the thing. I saw that and got a little aggravated. I was talking to my wife, and I'm like, you know what? I don't care. I want the Samsung watch because you've got one and you really like it, and I'm jealous, so I'm getting it.
Dude, the Samsung watch is great.
And the Pixel watch,
and I'm going to buy the Pixel watch too, just because.
The Pixel watch is going to look great too. What's going to be really
hopefully
cool,
they'll send us one. We can test it out.
We'll probably be able to get one of those, and then we'll have the Samsung watch to kind of compare to.
Exactly.
But I'm getting to the point where I'm realizing like Samsung's a hardware company. Samsung's a company that really focuses on hardware, and they're getting better at software. Google's a software company that's trying to get into hardware, and so when it comes to hardware, there's a good chance at the end of the day the Pixel or the Samsung Watch 4 is still going to be better than the Pixel Watch. Yeah. I mean, just part of it. I mean, that Samsung just knows what they're doing. They have the scale, the ability to make better hardware. So
and just some of the marketing material, some of the way that this Pixel Watch has been presented. There's part of me that thinks it's going to be more like a Fitbit or something. Like it's going to be, because the whole like at a glance, everything is very like minimal. I mean, the watch itself is very minimal.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, there's no way it's going to have all these sensors and stuff that the Galaxy does.
I would seriously doubt it.
I mean, maybe they'll surprise us, but I
think it's going to be more focused on being more like a Fitbit. Hopefully not like the Ionic that's burning people's wrists.
Yeah, that's there, didn't it?
Okay.
Google's like, we just bought you. Like, seriously? Yeah. Did you see the number? Like, they shipped over a million of those watches, the Ionic. And the recall basically says, if you fill this form out, we'll send you $300. Get rid of that watch. We'll give you your $300 back. Can you imagine if all those people are like, yep. That's $300 million to recall a watch.
Google's like, ouch. Oof. I mean, it's a drop in the bucket for them,
know,
but still, my goodness.
That's rough.
And then Pixel 7, or not Pixel 7, Pixel 6a. You said 7.
I probably
wrote
did.
7 earlier.
I wrote 7. I probably said 7. Who knows?
I think you did. Andrew will probably put a big text across my face if it's wrong.
Replay.
Instant replay.
6A. Instant replay.
Yeah, he's taking notes. I want to see this.
Can I have the court reporter read that back, please?
You will see that I did not perjure myself. Sorry, a little nod to John Mulaney there. So Pixel 6a appeared along with the Pixel Watch in that same carrier inventory. It's a U.S. cellular carrier. They didn't say who.
We probably need to change that title because U.S. Cellular is actually a carrier.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
It's lowercase.
It's lowercase.
You're right.
I don't know.
But that's what I saw.
Cellular, like mobile. What are they actually called these days? Like,
hey, guy that worked in the cell phone industry.
Whoever calls it a cell phone.
Wireless industry.
Wireless provider.
Wireless
because
provider.
it's more than just cell
What's
phone.
right.
Yeah, okay.
It's a NVMO. Is it in?
Like the
it's a mobile version.
Metro.
MVNO.
MVNO. What's
mobile,
the opposite
mobile
of it?
if
you're not an MVNO, what you are? Just a carrier?
Just mobile network operator.
Okay.
You're an MNO. LMNO. I'm just making stuff up. I don't know. Don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about. So 3 colors for both. I don't remember off the top of my head what the colors were. Black, green, and white, I think, for the phone. Watch at gold, white, and black.
Yes.
I think.
Yes.
If memory serves, 128 gigs on the 6A. I think that was it. I don't think there was. It's going to be one size again.
What's the chip in it?
That
they haven't said.
Everybody expects it's going to be Tensor.
Yeah.
My guess is it's going to be Tensor 128, probably 6 gigs of RAM, and like a 60 hertz screen. I think that'll be one of the defining things that keeps it from being
flagship.
Pixel 6. You know, 2 cameras probably kind of thing, but it's going to look like the Pixel 6.
Yeah.
Maybe they can fix the fingerprint scanner. I don't know.
Oh my gosh, how funny would that be?
It wouldn't be funny. It wouldn't be funny at all.
It wouldn't be. But
it would piss me off a lot.
And if you call us, we'll give you your money back.
Yeah. Can you take this back, T-Mobile?
Yeah, the 60 hertz screen would be enough, I think, probably to deter people that want flagship level. And give them a reason. But if it's the same processor, same cameras, and same blah, like. They got to be careful. They got to be careful what they do. So
they've done a good job with these iterations in the past.
They have. It's been their best selling phones by far.
I hope that they crush this one again. The watch, I think it's going to be an interesting product. I don't know how many of them they will sell. If it is more like a Fitbit, I feel like it might appeal to that crowd.
Right, especially if it's something where it's like, hey, we're doing something really simple. The price is good.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter what phone you have. Like, if you can't make it work with Apple Watches or with Apple phones too, like you're not going to get a bunch of people, but
they need to get it. They need to get it in stores too.
But here's the thing: as an iPhone user that maybe bought the iPhone SE or something, you looked for a bargain, and you're like, an Apple Watch is $600. Like, are you going to spend more on that than you did your phone?
Right.
Probably not.
Right.
But if there's a $250 or $300 Google Watch that looks really sweet and hey, it'll also work with because it's doing the more basic Fitbit type of interaction. I mean, I think it's going to be Wear OS, wouldn't it be? Maybe not. I don't know.
I don't know.
But if that they could woo some people that way, the same way Fitbit does. Like, I don't want to spend more on my watch than I did on my phone, so I'm looking for something that just kind of gives me notifications. Like, that's what my Fitbit's been for me this up to this point. Like, basic notifications, some basic health stuff, and move on.
Sure.
Like, I'm not trying to out smartphone my smartphone with this thing.
Sure.
So,
by the way, Andrew, does a Apple and iWatch does an
iWatch.
iWatch
Does
an Apple
the
Watch work
iWatch?
with Android phones? Is like there
It
any
does not.
no usability whatsoever? Oh, okay.
So,
T-Mobile's got a deal on those too. I thought, hey, why not? But no.
I mean, let's not beat around the bush. Apple makes the best smartwatches.
There.
100%.
Yeah.
Period.
My wife said that to me the other day, but she said it real skittishly, like I was going to be offended. And I'm like, no, hands down. And like, totally.
They're great.
100%. I wish they'd
They've
make an
been
Android
great.
watch.
It's the same story with tablets. Like, they just ran away with
iPad
it.
is
Yeah.
best.
They did it right, and they've done it for a long. Like, they never stopped doing it.
Yeah.
The only other company that's made tablets right alongside them is Samsung.
Yeah.
And Samsung does make some pretty sweet
But
tablets.
it's still apples and oranges, though.
But you're stuck with Android, and Android apps on tablets
Yeah.
aren't great.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not
There
gonna go
haven't
into that.
been any press images or renders showing the interface on the Pixel Watch, have there? Like, I'm sitting here
You just
thinking,
see watch faces.
yeah, I'm like, dang, is this thing gonna have its own little
Surely
OS,
not.
or is it
That
going to be
just
Wear
wouldn't-
OS?
My guess is going to be Wear OS, and they're going to do what they did with Tizen with Samsung.
and just
It's
kind
like,
of
hey,
its own little
its own
take.
version,
Yeah.
but underneath it'll probably still
Yeah.
be Wear OS.
I hope so, because Wear OS, it's not there yet, but it's
getting
finally getting there. And if they don't put it on their watch,
This-
I'm gonna shoot yourself in the foot.
yeah, that's a real bad
this
image.
Galaxy Watch 4, I was
Like
really
you said,
impressed
like
with.
Yeah.
swiping through
Which,
the interface. Is
I
so
was
nice.
coming from an older Fossil watch that, it has aged not
Yeah.
great.
Well, and let's be honest, up until just recently, the processors in Wear OS watches have been terrible.
Yeah.
They've just been awful
Yeah.
processors.
Yeah.
And this is a Samsung chip, right?
Yeah.
In this, so I mean that helps too.
Yeah.
So again,
Is
Samsung
it- yeah,
knows how to
it
make
is
hardware.
the
It's an
Samsung.
Exynos.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's
what I was like.
Exynos,
I'm
yeah.
almost certain it is.
That's why I'm just
No,
kind of
it's like, it
coming
just
back
works.
to Samsung a
Just
little bit.
works.
I'm just like, look,
And if
they're
you
a
want
hardware
to tinker
company.
with it a little bit, you can even remove the built-in Samsung apps. I mean, you can
Can you
disable.
really?
Yeah,
Oh,
that
okay.
you have to ADB flash it, whatever. But yeah, we've already.
We did discuss no assistant as of right now on
But it's
the Watch
coming.
4, but it's coming.
Yeah.
So that's good. And I did find the bezel, the touch bezel is a thing.
Yes.
Okay.
absolutely.
So you
So
just
because
turn
we
it
couldn't
on.
tell
Yes.
in the
It
store,
It wasn't working in the
It's
store.
disabled
Yeah.
by default.
and so I went in and did it, and it's
Pretty sweet.
It's saucy. Yeah, it's a nice little way to interface with it. But alrighty, I think that's it for this week. Do we have
Yep.
anything else to talk about? We got to go see Batman.
We have 8 minutes to leave.
All right. Okay, that's it for this week. We appreciate you all tuning in and listening.
Happy Batman Day.
Happy Batman Day, and we'll catch you all next week. See ya.